woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020.
It's an uncomfortable feeling. So the whole point about van life is to get comfortable, to have enough to where you can be comfortable. That's the whole point of my van life. All things I'm gonna share with you, all the mistakes, you know, that I can possibly share with you. Shit, hey, that's how I play out. You don't know everything, and I don't know what I don't know. So I would like for you to let me know if it's anything that, you know, I would guess you would say like, hey, majorly, he could do that better. You know, cause I'm a hard-headed individual, and you know, I'm just doing the best I can. So all of what I'm showing you is probably the best I can, but it might be some shit on the flow type shit, you know, cause that's just life. And one time, I was like, I dropped it, and then I was just like, I ain't see no bag. Did I really not see no bag? And I looked down, and I was like, and I already put the toilet paper and shit. I was like, I looked down, and I was like, did I just shit on myself? Like, is it all over the floor? That shit was on the floor. Man, that shit was embarrassing as hell. Like, to have to feel like that you a dog. Like, I don't even allow dogs in my van because they shit on the floor. And now I'm shitting on the floor. And, man, it's a whole lot of embarrassing stories. Like, I mean, you're in a small space and you get kind of confused, turn around. That's how it go. But, hey, you never know. You never know what it can lead to. This year, it led to me being able to purchase the most amount of things for myself. You know, I made about 65 after taxes. I made about 48. And I was just very surprised with how much, you know, at certain points I was able to have. And, you know, this next week, I'm gonna have a substantial amount because of different circumstances. And I'm gonna be like, okay, this is the most I've ever had. Oh, hold on, goddamn. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit was already getting kind of super. Yeah, I gotta do that better. So basically, I gotta wrap up this this bungee cord. I gotta insulate it a whole lot better because it's getting way too hot. This shit was about to burn. You can see right here, well, that little the little boob piece, you know, is about to melt. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was like, okay, it's ready for usage. This shit is already about to break. So I'm gonna fix that and then we'll see what it do. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this goddamn propane. Yeah, it was working though. It was working. So the cord I got hooked up to it right now is a 5-foot cord. That worked perfectly right there with the door and give it maneuverability. But whenever I hook up my camp chef, I might end up, you know, cooking right here. Or when I get the when I get the kitchen installed and everything, then you know, I don't know. I'll probably just get a smaller cord, of course. But that original thought for the 12-foot cord was for, like, you know, if I feel like having it right outside, or I guess, of course, you know, when you're cooking outdoors and you're gonna have just a longer cord anyway. But that 12-foot ain't too bad. I end up using it for hooking up this one, because I can just sit basically right here, back all the way up to the wall, you know, up to this one here, and then, you know, just cook. You know, I got room. So having a cord will be less room taken up as far as having to pull this out than having a bottle. So I'm pretty happy. We'll see what it do. It's already getting cold in here. So I'll probably just use the propane bottle to hook this heater up to. And at the worst, yeah, because I don't know, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna eat or what I feel like eating. So I'll show you the fridge. I'm happy. I've been living in this van for, you know, this whole year, and I just got this fridge just last month type situation. And it feels good to finally be able to have some type of, you know, substantial type of food, you know. So it ain't too bad up in here. We got meat at the bottom. Just a few steaks, got some cookies, some shrimp. Lucky right now, since it's so cold up here, you know, I ain't really even gotta run the fridge, and I end up installing stuff like this, so it'll keep it a whole lot more colder. So that's what it is. You know, what could be better when you're living, you know, right off the grid. So it's all good over here. You know, I'm gonna keep on working and doing it. You know, I get inspired by so many people's output and the motivating words. So this is for everybody that shared, you know, just that, some motivating words. And hey, more to come, more to come. Thank you for your time, your patience, and holla at you. I just got things set up and picked out a few options for my dinner. So I'm gonna put this all together. You know, just hooked up the propane bottle. I got the converter, so I can just fill up off the 20-pound piece. But you know, with the heater, it's all perfect. It's rocking. I mean, it's kind of funny because up in the air is warm. With the propane, you know, I guess this is one of the characteristics, but you know, all this up in the air is warm, and down by my feet it's cold. So I know I got a draft in the back. I still need to finish off the doors and a few other things. So you know, let's turn this around and see what it do. Exactly like that. It's a little, you know, I guess a gap underneath, of course, and I want to put something underneath it to brace it. Yeah, compared to nothing at all. Yeah, that's what's up. So I got that set. I just poured some hash browns, and I got some tortillas over here. I'm gonna just see what I can make. It's like, where's my salsa? Where's my salsa? Oh, shit! That ain't even happened. Nah, man. I ain't almost just fall. Shit. Yeah, I gotta pick it up in order for shit not to get in the way. So I'll just pull this one right here. Take this one. These seats is cool, but you gotta watch out. Make sure you don't get your nuts. You gotta pick shit up. Already. So that's exactly what I was looking for. So I'm able to use this thing right here, and of course it's like, you know, it's kind of shaking and whatnot, but then when I put this underneath, it's the perfect everything to make it real stable. slide this other piece up over there. Alright, good enough, man. I got the propane bottle hooked up. And let's see what it do. I got my other piece on reserve. I'm watching this little cartoon show called Crash Canyon. Oh man. I gotta load up on the seasoning because I'm about to dilute it a little bit. Don't do much though. Some salt and pepper. So overall, I like this pan though. You know, I guess it heats up a little bit hotter at regular or the lower temperatures. I guess it utilizes it more effectively or whatever. That's what it was saying, and it looked like it's pretty nice. Like if I can use less gas, then that's a positive, you know. Ain't too bad. Right there. Yeah, getting this whole Camp Chef stove, that was a smart idea for me, because I'm definitely finna bake some cookies later on. Probably tomorrow. It'll be the first time I done baked some cookies up in there. And you know, I want to see what it do. See if it meets my expectations. Oh shit, I'm super happy, man. I'm gonna tell y'all where my nickname came from. All right, for Shane Lee, they go back to my Aunt Melba. And back when I was younger, she was always like, "Oh, look at that boy Shane Lee." And she, you know, Shane Lee. And when I was up here, you know, I ain't been home in a while or whatever, thinking about home. I decided to call her and ask her, you know, why she used to call me Shane Lee. And she was like, well, you know, that's what you used to call yourself. You know, you was actually probably trying to say James and whatnot, but, you know, you was slurring your words and it sounded like Shane, so I just was calling you Shane Lee. And, you know, I was like, all right. And for me, I was like, all right, I like it. So I was going to use that for my little nickname or whatnot. And that super part, that came from the PJs. And I always remember this one piece on there where Calvin, he was talking to Juicy. And I think Juicy was like, why don't Super use his superpowers? And Calvin was like, what he said? He said something about Super stands for Superintendent of the Projects, not for superhero, some type of shit like that. So, you know, in my head, I was like, all right, you right, you goddamn right. You know, I'm a super of myself. I'm finna, you know, oversee all of my actions and improve them and mend the broken fences, so to speak, on my life and what I'm doing. And, you know, it was nice. It was kind of like an inner meaning for me. And there was another side that, you know, when I was younger, working at with ABM Janitorials, I was working around this nice homie, this Mexican partner, and shit, I was up there. We was cleaning flow. It was took us like almost over 12 hours in there overnight. And the workers come there in the morning. And for whatever reason, we cleaning up, and I'm just like walking around picking up stuff. And I'm just talking to myself, muttering and shit. And I was like, man, these motherfuckers ain't pick up this goddamn whatever them, you know, I'm just talking. And this white lady, she over around the corner, she fiddling at the register, and she hear me. And she don't take too kindly to those words. And she ended up telling the Mexican partner, hey, like, I ain't taking too kindly to this motherfucker talking, you know, all crazy. You know, you need to be professional. And he was like, all right, my apologies. I'll say something to him. And as we was going on, walking up out the door, taking everything to the van, he ended up telling me, hey, man, I think you should apologize to her because she was hearing you, you know, walk around and curse or whatnot, and she felt offended. She was talking about she was probably going to call the business and complain or send an email or some shit. And I was like, oh, shit, I don't want that to happen. So I went back in there and I was like, oh, yeah, I apologize for cursing, you know, anything that you may have heard or whatever. She was like, oh, no problem. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I understand. You know, and later on we got back to the office. And the boy called me into the office. And he was like, hey, my supervisor or whatnot. Like, hey, this ain't right. We gonna have to let you go. And it was kind of funny because the end of it, you know, I guess the reason why I decided to use it like this is because the little Mexican bruh, he was cool as hell, you know, but he was like, that's why we say puta madre, you know, because they don't understand what we saying. And I was like, you goddamn right. I need to come up with my own language because I sure can't speak Spanish and I don't feel like learning. Not right now. You know, I plan to, but either way, I was like, all right, cool. So I use super as a describing word, like an adjective, like the adjective, you know, and only my mind know what it means. So if you want to call somebody a dumb motherfucker, then you ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to say all that. Please don't. Sometimes you'll get in trouble. Just call them super. Hey, look at you looking so super. Only you know what it means. So that's what it do. And that's why I do what I do in different ways. You know, it's more to it. But it's just certain behoovements I picked up along the way. Certain characteristics of actions. Certain reasons. And certain feedback, so to speak, of my journey. So things ain't too bad, and that's how I go. Food's almost done. That ain't too bad. I need to get some salsa or something. I forgot all about it. Actually, it's underneath my, let's see. Excuse me, my bed. Yeah, it's starting to crisp up. Give them like a little slow roast in a sense. Turn that down.